Stop doing this if you want to know if she's really into you. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a topic that's probably crossed your mind more times than you'd like to admit. Have you ever been hanging out with a friend and found yourself thinking, wait, does she like me as more than just a friend? Well, you're definitely not alone. This situation is more common than you might think. But here's the thing. Everything you thought you knew about how women show interest, yeah, it might be completely off. So today we're peeling back the layers. No more guessing games, no more mixed signals. This is why your approach to figuring out if she likes you isn't working, and what you should be looking for instead. Now let's get into the good stuff. Here are the 10 subtle signs that she's totally into you, but you might be missing them. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be able to decode her signals like a pro. 1. The dark secret behind those constant texts. All right, let's start with something you're probably familiar with: texting. But before you dismiss this as just chatting, hear me out. Well, if she's texting you all the time, even when there's no real reason, that's your first big clue. But don't just focus on the frequency, let's dig a little deeper into the content of those messages. Is she sending you random memes, asking about your day, or just keeping the conversation going with those good morning or good night texts? Yeah, that's more than just casual conversation. Think about it. Why would she go out of her way to send you a good morning text unless she wanted to be the first thing on your mind? Or when she sends you a meme, it's not just about the joke, it's about sharing a moment with you, even if it's through a screen. And let's not forget those times she texts you out of the blue with no real topic in mind. She just wants to keep talking to you. It's like she's saying, hey, don't forget about me, without actually saying it. So, stop brushing those off as just friendly chit-chat. There's usually more behind those words than meets the eye. Now let me paint you a picture. Imagine just going about your day, and suddenly she texts you something completely random. Maybe it's a funny meme, a link to a song she thinks you'll like, or even just a hey, what's up, out of nowhere. These aren't just empty messages, they're her way of staying connected with you, of making sure she's on your mind. And if she's doing this regularly, then yeah, she's definitely interested. So next time you get one of those texts, don't just reply and move on. Think about what it really means. She's making an effort to be part of your day, and that's a pretty big deal. 2. No one has told you this yet, but personal questions are her secret weapon. Here's a secret that not many guys catch on to. If she's asking you personal questions, she's not just being polite, she's digging deeper. This is one of those things that can easily fly under the radar because let's face it, we all ask questions, right? But here's the thing, when a woman is genuinely interested in you, she's going to want to know more than just the surface level stuff. She's going to want to dig into who you really are. Let me give you an example. You're hanging out with her, maybe grabbing a coffee or just chilling, and the conversation starts getting a little more personal. Suddenly, she's asking you about your dreams, your fears, or what really makes you tick. She's not just making small talk, she's trying to connect with you on a level that's way more intimate than just friendship. So it's like she's trying to unlock the real you, to understand what's behind that cool exterior you put up. And it doesn't stop there. She might start asking you about your past, things you've been through, lessons you've learned, and how those experiences have shaped you. This is where it gets deep, because she's not just interested in what you do, but why you do it. She wants to know what drives you, what keeps you going, and what makes you, well, you. These aren't just casual questions, they're her way of getting closer to you, of creating a bond that goes beyond the usual chit-chat. And here's the kicker, if she's asking these kinds of questions, it's because she wants to build something more with you. She's not just interested in being your friend, she's interested in understanding you on a level that most people don't get to see. So, next time she starts asking those personal questions, don't just shrug them off. Engage with her, open up, and see where the conversation takes you. Chances are she's trying to tell you something without coming right out and saying it. 3. Exposing my secret to subtle compliments. Compliments can be tricky, especially when you're trying to figure out if someone likes you. We're not talking about the usual "you look nice today" kind of stuff. This goes deeper. If she's praising your intelligence, your sense of humor, or how you handle tough situations, she's not just being friendly. She's highlighting the qualities she admires most about you, which is her way of saying, hey, I see you, and I like what I see. So let's break this down a bit. Imagine you're having a conversation and she suddenly drops a compliment that's not just about how you look, but about who you are as a person. Maybe she says something like, I really admire how you always stay calm under pressure, or you have such a unique way of looking at things. These aren't just throwaway comments, they're her way of letting you know that she sees something special in you. But it's not just what she says, it's how she says it. Pay attention to the tone of her voice, the way she looks at you when she's complimenting you. Is there a little extra warmth in her eyes, a smile that lingers a bit longer than usual? That's her showing you that these compliments are more than just words, they're feelings she's expressing without coming right out and saying it. And here's something else to consider. If she's complimenting you on things that go beyond the surface, it means she's been paying attention. She's noticed how you handle situations, how you think, how you treat others. She's picking up on the little things that make you who you are, and she's letting you know that she values those qualities. This is her way of saying, I see you, and I like what I see. So, next time she throws a compliment your way, don't just brush it off or take it at face value. Think about what she's really saying. She's showing you that she appreciates you, that she values you, and that she's interested in you. And trust me, that's a pretty big deal. 4. The biggest secret about her taking the initiative that no one has told you. Then now, this one is huge. If she's the one suggesting you hang out, making plans, or finding excuses to see you, she's definitely interested. Think about it, why would she go out of her way to organize something if she wasn't looking forward to spending more time with you? But it's not just about being social, it's about creating more opportunities to bond, to build something more. Pay attention to who's driving the meetups, it could be a clear sign of her intentions. Let's say she's the one who texts you first with, hey, let's grab coffee this weekend, or we should totally check out that new movie that just came out. This isn't just her being friendly, this is her making sure she gets to spend more time with you. She's taking control of the situation because she wants to see where things could go between you two. It's like she's setting the stage for something more to happen. And it's not just about the obvious invitations, pay attention to the subtle ways she might be trying to create opportunities to be alone with you. Maybe she suggests grabbing lunch together after class or asks if you want to join her for a walk in the park. These little moments aren't just coincidences, they're her way of creating space for something more to develop between you two. Here's another thing to keep an eye out for. Does she seem disappointed or bummed out when plans fall through? Like if you have to cancel or reschedule, does she immediately try to find another time to hang out? If she's that invested in making sure you two spend time together, then yeah, she's definitely into you. It's all about creating those moments where you can both connect on a deeper level, where something more than just friendship can start to grow. So, next time she's the one making the plans, take note. She's not just being proactive, she's showing you that she values your time together and that she's interested in seeing where this could go. And that, my friends, is a pretty big deal. 5. Stop ignoring her concern for your well-being. Here's something that often flies under the radar. When she's genuinely concerned about your well-being, it's a massive clue. Is she asking if you're okay when you seem a bit off? Is she the first to offer a helping hand when you're stressed? That's more than just a friendly gesture, it's her way of saying she cares. Maybe more than you realize. Women often show their affection through acts of care, so if she's checking in on you regularly, that's a big sign she's invested in your happiness. Imagine you're going through a rough patch, maybe you've had a tough day at work or you're dealing with some personal stuff. If she's the one who notices and reaches out to ask how you're doing, that's a pretty clear indicator that she's got more than just a casual interest in you. She's not just checking in out of politeness, she genuinely wants to know that you're okay. And it's not just about the big things, pay attention to the little ways she might show she cares. Does she remind you to take care of yourself? Maybe she's the one telling you to grab a jacket when it's cold out, or she checks in to see if you've eaten when you're working late. These might seem like small, inconsequential things, but they're her way of showing that she's looking out for you. And here's the kicker, if she's doing these things consistently, it means she's thinking about you even when you're not around. She's invested in your well-being, in making sure you're okay, and that's a pretty big deal. So, next time she asks if you're all right or offers to help out, don't just shrug it off. She's showing you that she cares, and that's something you shouldn't take lightly. 6. The secret behind her physical touches. Let's talk about touch, one of the most telling signs of interest. If she's finding ways to touch you, even in small, subtle ways, she's signaling that she's comfortable with you and likely wants more. It could be a hand on your arm, a playful nudge, or even just sitting close enough that you're always brushing against each other. A physical touch is a strong indicator of romantic interest, so don't underestimate those little moments. They're her way of bridging the gap between just friends and something more. Let's break this down. Imagine you're hanging out, maybe watching a movie or sitting at a cafe, and she casually places her hand on your arm when she's talking. Or maybe she playfully nudges you when you say something funny, These little touches might seem insignificant, but they're actually a huge clue that she's comfortable with you and, more importantly, that she's interested in you. And it's not just about the obvious touches. Pay attention to the subtle ways she might be trying to get closer. Is she sitting just a little bit closer to you than usual? Does she find excuses to lean in, maybe to show you something on her phone, or to whisper a joke? These aren't just random actions, they're her way of creating physical closeness, of testing the waters to see how you'll respond. And here's the thing, if she's initiating touch, it's because she feels safe and comfortable with you. She's letting you into her personal space, and that's a pretty big deal. Physical touch is one of the most powerful ways we communicate our feelings. So if she's doing it regularly, she's definitely trying to tell you something. So, next time she touches you, even in a small way, don't just brush it off as nothing. Pay attention to how often it happens and how it makes you feel. Chances are she's trying to bridge the gap between friendship and something more. And that's a pretty exciting place to be. 7. Why 99% of guys Mississippi the memory of details sign. This one is for the guys who think women don't remember the little things. Wrong. If she remembers your birthday, your favorite band, or that random story you told her weeks ago, she's paying attention because she cares. This is her way of showing you that you matter to her and that she's invested in who you are. Don't dismiss it as just a good memory. She's intentionally holding on to those details because you're important to her. Let me give you an example. You mentioned once in passing that you love a certain band. Weeks later, she surprises you with tickets to their concert or sends you a link to a new song by them. That's not just a random act of kindness. That's her showing you that she remembers what you care about, and she wants to be a part of that. And it's not just about the big things. She might remember little details, like how you take your coffee or your go to order at a restaurant. These might seem like small, insignificant things, but they're her way of showing you that she's been paying attention. She's invested in remembering the things that make you who you are because she cares about you on a deeper level. And here's the thing, if she's remembering these details, it's because she's thinking about you, even when you're not around. She's not just storing this information for no reason. She's doing it because she values you and wants to show you that you matter to her. So, next time she remembers something you thought was just a passing comment, take it as a sign she's interested, and she's showing you in her own subtle way. 8. No one has told you this yet, but shared interests are her hidden agenda. When she suddenly starts showing interest in your hobbies, that's a pretty big deal. Whether it's watching your favorite movies, joining you at a concert, or even trying out your hobby, she's doing it to create more shared experiences with you. It's not just about the activity, it's about finding common ground that can bring you closer together. If she's stepping into your world, it's because she wants to be a part of it. Imagine you're really into a particular sport or hobby, and out of nowhere, she starts asking you questions about it. Or even better, she asks to join you. Maybe you're into rock climbing, and she suddenly wants to give it a try. Or you're obsessed with a certain TV show, and she starts watching it so you two can talk about it. This isn't just about the activity, it's about creating a bond over something you bond overnight. And it's not just about joining you in your hobbies. Pay attention to how she reacts when you invite her to do something you love. If she's genuinely excited about it, if she's eager to learn more or get involved, that's a huge sign that she's trying to find more ways to connect with you. It's like she's saying, I want to understand what makes you happy because I want to be a part of that happiness. And here's something else to consider. If she's going out of her way to learn about your interests, it means she's thinking about you even when you're not around. She's doing her homework, so to speak, so she can have more in common with you, more things to talk about, more reasons to spend time together. That's not just friendly behavior, that's someone who's looking to deepen the connection between you two. So next time she takes an interest in something you love, don't just assume she's being polite. She's trying to create more opportunities for you two to bond, to find common ground that can bring you closer together, and that's a pretty big deal. 9. The dark secret behind her lingering looks. Eye contact. Ever noticed her looking at you just a little longer than usual? If she's holding your gaze, giving you those meaningful looks, or catching your eye from across the room, she's definitely interested. Eyes don't lie, and when she's giving you those lingering looks, it's her nonverbal way of communicating that there's something more. Next time you catch her looking, don't look away. There's a lot being said in that silence. Let's break it down. Imagine you're at a party or a group hangout, and you catch her looking at you from across the room. She doesn't look away immediately. Instead, she holds your gaze for just a second longer than usual, maybe with a slight smile playing on her lips. That's not just a coincidence. She's trying to tell you something. And it's not just about catching her looking at you. Pay attention to how often it happens. If you're talking and she's maintaining eye contact, really focusing on what you're saying, that's her showing you that she's genuinely interested in you, not just what you're talking about. It's like she's saying, I'm here, I'm listening, and I'm really into this conversation because I'm really into you. And here's the kicker: if she's giving you those lingering looks, it's because she's trying to create a connection with you on a deeper level. Eye contact is one of the most powerful forms of nonverbal communication, and if she's using it to connect with you, then yeah, she's definitely interested. So, next time you catch her looking, don't just brush it off. Hold her gaze, smile back, and see where it takes you. 10. This mistake could cost you her jealousy over others. Finally, let's talk about jealousy. If she's showing signs of being uncomfortable or even slightly jelly, there's a huge red flag, or rather, a green one for you. She might get a little quiet, change the subject, or even try to insert herself into the conversation, anything to remind you that she's there and she's interested. It's not about being possessive, it's about her not wanting to lose you to someone else. Let's say you're at a party, chatting with another girl, and you notice that your friend suddenly becomes a little quieter, maybe even a bit standoffish. Or she might try to subtly steer the conversation back to herself, or even join in just to keep an eye on things. These aren't just random reactions, they're her way of signaling that she doesn't like the idea of you being interested in someone else. And it's not just about how she reacts in the moment. Pay attention to what she says afterward. Does she ask about the other girl? Maybe make a comment about how she didn't seem like your type? These little digs aren't just her being nosy, they're her way of testing the waters, seeing how you respond, and maybe even staking her claim a little. Here's the thing: if she's showing signs of jealousy, it means she cares. It means she's thinking about you in a way that goes beyond friendship, and the idea of you being with someone else doesn't sit well with her. So, next time you notice her getting a little quiet or possessive when you're around other women, don't just brush it off. She's showing you that she's interested, and that's something you should definitely pay attention to. And there you have it, the 10 subtle signs she's into you that you might have been missing. So the next time you're hanging out with that special someone, keep these in mind. Remember, it's all about paying attention to the little things. Those are what truly reveal her feelings. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you noticed any of these signs from someone in your life? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep your eyes open for those signs. You might be surprised by what you find.